Arching letters in a design doesn't have to be a difficult task. Join me as we learn how to arch letters in So What Pro just like this. We are bringing you another So What Pro tutorial. So What Pro is an embroidery design editing software program. Today's tutorial will benefit those who machine embroider or wish to learn more about it. You should already have an embroidery machine and have purchased embroidery designs to fully benefit from this video. Good morning. We are going to take a moment to answer a question that I was posed in the comment section of one of the videos. And the question was, how do you arch or arc a name in So What Pro? So whether that be a name, a word, or even a slogan, you can arc it or arch it in So What Pro. There is a built-in feature that will do it automatically somewhat for you. And we'll also cover a more manual way to do that. One of the things I would like to point out ahead of time before we get into the tutorial is if you don't have So What Pro and would like to try it, it is an embroidery design editing software program. So if you would like to try it, I'll leave a link below where you can go to their website and download it. They do offer a 30-day trial that it's free. It's limited, but it is free for 30 days. Also, we will be working with 2 designs and a couple of fonts today. If you would like to purchase those as well, I'll leave a link in the description below for those as well so that you can follow along with the tutorial. So let's get started. What we need to do first, of course, is open our design so that we'll have something to base our design off of where we arc or arch the name. So what I'm going to start with is a design with balloons. I love balloons. They're some of my favorite things. So let's work with this balloon design today. And the reason why I chose this balloon design is because it does have kind of this curve to it. And what we're going to do is put a name across the top. Now, I don't know if you paid attention to how I opened the design, so we'll close it and start over with that aspect. So we go to open. We're not merging. We're going to open a design because this is the first thing that we're going to work with, and we don't have anything else on the desktop. So let's go to open, which is here, or we could have gone to file as well as open, or as you see the tooltip, we could have click Control+O. But for the time being, we're going to hit open. And then I'm going to navigate to the folder where the design is. And because I have a Brother embroidery machine, we're going to work with the PES file. Now that's the extension for the Brother machine. If you have another extension, I combined all of the different extensions for other embroidery machines, and you would want to pick the one that goes with your embroidery machine. Now mine uses PES, so I selected that file and we'll open it. Now I'm scrolling forward on the mouse wheel to blow this up to make it easier for you guys to see. So we're going to click and select the design, and as you see, it's 3 little balloons with their string hanging down. So I'm going to move this down, and the reason being is I want to make sure that there's plenty of room for the name to go across the top of the design. Of course, once we get the name imported in over the top of it, then we can move it all at one time and situate it and get it lined up. But for the time being, I want this here so that we can follow along with the arc, the flow of the design, but I don't want it up closer to the letters just yet. So now that we have our balloons, we're not going to make any changes to those. We're going to need to add in the letters. So we're going to go to File, and this time, because we already have a design on our desktop, we want to merge in the letters, well, the first letter. So let's go to merge, and then I'm right now in my design folder, and that's not where I want to be. So I'm going to navigate to where my design fonts are, and in this instance it's right here. Now I'm going to use this font called Logan, so I'm going to open that, and the first letter that I'm going to do is this letter L. All right, so now that we have the first letter of the name, I'm going to add them all in by using the info icon view. Okay, so the info icon view right here, this picture of the folder, let's click that and open it up. And as you'll see on this right side of the panel, all of the letters are open. And because I've opened it before, I'm going to have to scroll down to where it is, even though it should have populated at the top. So let's see if it, okay, there we are. It's right here. So there's the letter L that I used. So now I want to go with the letter A. And then I'm going to do the letter I. And then, oh, that's the letter L. It looks like the letter I, I'm sorry. And then we're going to use the I, and then L, and then the letter A. All right, so Miss Layla is going to have a name, her name arced across these balloons. So there's a couple of ways you can achieve that in Silhouette Pro. It does make it quite easy to do. So one of the first things we're going to do is I'm going to leave some spaces, pretty large spaces in between the letters, and I'll show you why. So let's close out Info Icon View because we're done with importing letters. And now we want to select all of these letters. So there's a couple of ways you can do that. You can drag a box and highlight them, or we can hold down Control on the keyboard and click each color stop over here, or we can hold down the Control on the keyboard and click each letter, over here on the desktop. I'm getting tongue-tied today. I'm not sure why. All right, so now that we have all of the letters selected, look up here on the top of this toolbar, and info icon view. This is where you add borders. This is where you insert lettering. Here's open so right to insert lettering. And here we have arrange your text on a curve. So we want to select that. So now that it's open, you can see here, it gives you a preview of what the letters will look like with the arc that it's already put in the system. Now, this can be changed if you would like for it to be. So we can do a long curve, or we can just let it be vertical, kind of funky looking. So this leaves your letters standing straight up, but it arcs them in their orientation. But this curves and tilts the letters to the side so that it forms an arc itself. So there's two ways you can do that with the arch text option. So for first, we're going to do along the curve, and then the arc orientation is up, or it could be down, which would be at the bottom curve, but we don't want down, we want up. Now this option here will show you where the span is of it. So let's do that so that you can see how it's starting to open up the curve some. So if you don't want it quite as curved, you can turn it down, or if you want to curve it even more, then you can turn it up, as you can see. Now, the reason why I left the spaces in the letters is, as you see here, this letter L and the letter A are so close together, you can barely see that there's a difference between the letters. So what we're going to do is back out of this and space the L and the A a little bit more. But I neglected to mention this shows where it's going to orientate. So let's click it, and you can see if I needed it to curve a little more this way, you can tilt it by using this, or you can click up and it will tilt it to the opposite direction. So I'm going to click OK, and it's going to go ahead and curve it, but that's not really what I want. So let us undo. So I'm going to do undo up here on the toolbar. And now I'm going to select that letter L and move it out a little bit more. Now that's the thing with this Sew Up Pro automatic text art that's built in. You kind of have to play with it a little bit to get it exactly how you want it to be. So I'm spacing out the L and the A a little more. Matter of fact, let me move just a smidge more. And let's go back after selecting all of these letters. We're going to go back into the arrange text on a curve option. So click that in the toolbar and notice it looks a whole lot better. The only thing is this A is kind of like hanging off to himself. So I'm going to do that again and we're going to undo again and I'm going to move the A in a little bit. Now that we've moved it, let's try it again and it should look a whole lot better. Oh, I forgot to select my letters. So that's what's going to happen if you don't select your letters first. So let's click it again and it says you must select 2 or more letters to distribute along the path. So we're going to click OK so that we can select our letters. And now I'm going to arrange the text again. And look at how cool that looks. That looks so much better. So we're going to go ahead and click OK. And notice it looks great. So we're going to select this and move it down a little bit. And now I'm going to hold down Control and I'm going to click on the design of the balloons. And that selects everything. And that's going to allow me to center the entire design in the middle of our box, our text box in the middle of the hoop. So that's one way to have the name put in an arc above a design. Now this design just so happens to be balloons, and of course this can help with any type of design. So we're going to select the balloons and delete that, and I'm going to import in a completely different design and leave this name curved like that. So let's go up. I deleted the balloons by selecting the balloons and hitting delete on my keyboard. And now I'm going to go to File. And I'm going to merge in because I'm going to bring in another design. So this next design is in my baseball folder because we got us a baseball. It's summertime. So we want to have a baseball design. And look, all I had to do was bring it in and it fits right along that curve, just like it did with the balloons. So this is how you curve text with the feature in Sew Up Pro. Now let's take out these letters. I'm going to move the baseball out the way so that I can select the letters. And now that I have the letter selected, I'm going to hit delete on my keyboard. And we are going to go to Info Icon View again because the other letters that I wanted to use are already in Info Icon View. Now the first letters that I used were Liam, I think. Let's take a look and see. Logan. Those were Logan, and that's available on the Stitchtopia website where I have a affiliate referral code that you can use to get an extra percentage off of their designs now. Up until the end of this week, the 30th, they do have a summer sale, 50% off, $10 or more on their website. And if you use my code for the first time, then you will get additional percentage off of the letters, the fonts, or even designs if you choose to purchase them. So let us pick this additional font, and this one's called Austin. And let's see, I think it's this letter A. Yep, that's the right size. So we're going to move down to the letter M. And we're going to put that there. And then the letter I, C, A, H. So we can get Mr. Micah his letters arranged on a curve. All right. Now, instead of doing it the way we did for Layla. We're going to actually curve it with the letters sitting straight up. All right, so let's select all the letters. I'm going to close out info icon view and we'll go into arrange text on a curve. So notice how they're all jumbly and squished up together. That's because, remember the first time when I did Layla, I got some pretty good spacing in between the letters. So let's cancel this out and I'm going to go ahead and space out these letters a little more. So I'm going to pull the M over, pull the H all the way over. Let's get this I out and move the A over. And we're going to try this again. All right. I want to make sure that everything is lined up. So I'm putting all of the letters down to this gray line. All right. Now we want to select our letters again. And we're going to arrange the text on curve again. And notice that looks a lot better. But this time, I don't want it to be along the curve. We want it to be vertical where the letters are standing straight up and down. And notice how that just went crazy, didn't it? It looks a hot food mess. So let us hit OK, but we're going to cancel that out and we're going to try it again. So as you see, it's not perfect. It's not perfect at all, actually. So you have to adjust it because no names are the same. For the most part, you're going to be doing different names and different words and sayings. So you're going to have to play with it a little bit. So let's go back into that and we're going to look at this vertical again. And let's see. And you play with it till it gets where you want it to be. All right. And that's a bit of a curve, but we're going to, now that that's in the curve pattern, you can adjust it as you see yourself after it's done, but it will get it started for you. So now that we have that, you can use the vertical arc option with Sew It Pro and get your letters again in an arc fashion around your round object. And of course, I can definitely take out the baseball and put the balloons in, and it will work just as well as it did with the baseball. Now, to show you how to do this without using that function, kind of the hard way, but not really. We are going to put this back to the way it was. All right, now, when you want to do this without the arc feature, you can just line your letters up along the curve of your item. So as you see, just as long as you have it and you line it up, you can actually do this yourself without using the automatic thing, the automatic option in Sew It Pro. All right. Thank you all so much for tuning in with me today. I really appreciate it. Today we learned how to arch our letters in Sew It Pro over a design. And if you notice, look at how cute that turned out. And if you can check out the texture on that font, oh my goodness, this is available on the website stitchtopia.com right now for the rest of this week. You got to act fast. They have a 50% off $10 or more of anything that you purchase on their website. So that's their fonts, that's their designs. They have totally gorgeous fonts, gorgeous script fonts. So if you're looking for some really fancy, flourishy fonts, go right on to stitchtopia.com for that additional 50% off. And if you haven't used my referral code yet, my referral code will give you an additional 10% off if you haven't used it before, off of the already 50% off their offering. So you might want to hurry up and rack up on some gorgeous fonts that are available for download right now. Also, this balloon design, as well as the baseball design that we used in So What Pro earlier, is available for sale on my website if you're interested in purchasing that at www.thebabiesbooty.com. And I will leave a link below that will give you one-click access directly to the page where you can purchase both of those designs if you would like, and you can use them to follow along with setting up your own arch word or names in So What Pro. And that's the whole point in getting these files together so that you can follow along in So What Pro. I want to thank you again for watching our video today. If you found it helpful, please hit the like button below. That lets me know that I'm doing my job, trying to help you guys avoid some stress and frustration and learn something new in the field of embroidery and in the program So What Pro. Also, today is Teaching Tuesday. So if you subscribe, then you'll be notified the next time we have a video put out, especially an instructional one on Teaching Tuesday. So I look forward to seeing you guys in our subscription channel. Now, we do have some other things coming up, and I have an idea that I wanted to ask you guys about. I try to let you all know if you have any questions ever. If you have any questions, just please leave them in the description, or you can send me a private message on YouTube, or you can even email me at thebabiesbooty@gmail.com. Those are available to you. But I wanted to know what you guys thought about our Thinking Thursday idea. Thinking Thursday would be a video or possibly live where we come and we have a chit chat about the different aspects of embroidery, the aspects of So What Pro possibly, or maybe even just some general information in the fields of craft, sewing, and embroidery. We can discuss just about anything. What do you think? Would you like to join in with me on Thinking Thursday? Well, it's an idea that I have, so we'll try and get a video out Thursday or possibly go live Thursday. And see how it flows. And if it's something that you guys like, then that's another aspect we'll add to the Baby's Booty channel. Well, you guys, I enjoyed visiting with you all today, and I wish you the best in arcing your letters on whatever design it is that you choose. And of course, until the next time we get together, happy embroidering. Click here to subscribe to our channel. Click here to view other videos in our tutorial playlist. And click here for the next video that you should find helpful. Thank you.